Hello, everyone. Today, Brian Walshe was sentenced to life in prison. Regardless of appeals or not, this is a monster that I'm glad that is gone. But there's another Walshe that I have questions about, and let's get into it. Hello, everyone. I'm Lady Zelda here at the House of Zelda. We're seeing crime today, and definitely this was a monumental day because it gave closure to the Walshe family and to Anna's family. I don't know about the children. That's so painful. But I'm not here for that. Today is Thursday, December 18th of 2025, and I want to ask some questions about Mama Walshe. Yeah, there's a problem there, right? So I have four decks of cards, four decks of cards, the Crime and Shadows, the Cartomancy, the Piatnik, and a small tarot. I've shuffled each one, and I'm going to ask questions as we go down the line because this, this was a tough case. And I have a question to you, and I know the answer is out there. But why wasn't Brian Walshe compelled to tell where Anna is? Where did he take her? If even in different locations, if you know what I mean. It just kind of makes you wonder. And if anybody asks why I'm in the paranormal, well, it's these types of monsters that are the scariest. I'm asking about Brian Walshe's mother. I'm not going to say her first name. I don't want to call in anything. You don't have to write. I know her first name, so you don't have to. I'm just going to call her Mrs. Walshe because of the energy. Did you see her when they paraded Brian out through the courtroom? He knew what he was up against, and he knew what he was going to get. He's resolved to this. But did you see her? Arms folded in front of her. That is a protection. She's protecting her energy. She, I'm sure, was angry. She did not look happy. I don't think that I would have chosen a hot pink blouse or top to wear to my son's sentencing, but, neither here nor there. Maybe that's all she had clean, right? So no shade. Here comes. The question was, did Mama Walshe know what happened to Anna? She was there in the house. He confided in her. She was the only one that stuck up for him. He ripped off his friends, different people. Now, first of all, this is entertainment purposes only. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm not a lawyer, doctor. I'm not law enforcement or a medical professional. I'm a tarot reader. I am a seer. Let's go. Do you see this card come out a lot of times? And it's because there's a lot of energy that comes out. You know what this tells me? Look at how the curtain is pulled back. Look at how there's a chair welcoming this person to sit down and watch. I take it that Mrs. Walshe was watching. Now, was she watching the gruesome acts that Brian did? I don't believe so. But she knew, in my opinion. Let's see what this deck has to say. Let's see here what this has to say. Well, that's her. That is a woman. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If you see me talk about the zodiac signs that go with this card, I am not talking about that. So I do not want anyone taking a personal note and saying, oh, well, that's my card. That it's not. This is pointing toward Mrs. Walshe, Brian's mother. And when this card comes out, when I ask in a way like this, when this card comes out, this is a card. Now, again, not talking about any of you, so I don't want anybody taking anything offensively. I'm talking about this specific card and tied to this specific person only. And when this card comes out, because I'm reading as though I were reading forensically into a file, okay? Now, enough said. When this card comes out, this is a calculated card. And look at her face. Stoic, calculated, believing that the stone face, that's not, this is a cold and calculated card when reading forensically. This is not someone you want to mess with. That's Miss Anna. So her energy is here. This is the end of the line. That's kind of... So the 10s are the last in that particular suit. Then you start over again. It's like the end of that journey. And to come out here by Anna, this card can also mean communication. Everything points to her watching, her knowing all about Anna. Look, she didn't like Anna. And I'm sure Anna didn't like her. She was the one who called the psychic, remember? Oh, I wish I would have taken that call. But that's neither here nor there. It wasn't me, but I can tell you I have taken calls like this before. Over my years of experience of someone wanting a psychic to validate what it is they're thinking. When you call a psychic, I'm going to tell you this. Be careful if you have done anything. Now, if you're watching, I'm sure that that's not the case. But see, here's what happens. People feel when they call a psychic that they can just automatically confess. Seriously. People feel that there's another connection there. And a psychic or a seer, a reader, fortune teller, whatever you want to call it, is not going to narc on anybody because, well, we're non-judgmental and we're here to get to the bottom of things. I can tell you there's been twice in my career I've had to call law enforcement. So tell us about Mrs. Walshe. Tell us about Mrs. Walshe. Does she know where Anna is? Does Mrs. Walshe know where Anna is? This tells me the fact that she was watching, the fact that this card comes out, and you can see that's pretty dismal. But the fact that this card comes out and then this card comes out tells me that she is aware of perhaps a certain area. Aware of a certain area. Wow. And Brian was her baby boy. She was there footing the bill. Imagine what these people think whom he sold those fake paintings to on eBay. Why would you go on eBay and want to sell? Well, I guess I bought a car on eBay before. So, it takes all times. No judgment there. Let's see what this card has to say. Oh my. And this position, for those of you who have not watched before, this Four of Clubs. It's a foundation card, that's for sure. But in this particular reading, so if any of you had this card come out in your reading, it does not mean that for you. I'm reading forensically. This card forensically, if you look down on top of it, it resembles a 4-poster bed. That's what was said a couple of centuries ago, at least. This 4-poster bed means that there is a lack of trust, that someone has gotten swindled, that there are acts of crime committed toward people, and what is said a few centuries ago, and I'll ask who, if he remembers this, that it is supposed to be getting in bed with the devil. Oh. And in this particular case, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see what this is. A visit. She visited the home. She was there. And I'm sure she was there close to the time. I'm going to say it that way, read between the lines. But I'm sure she was there. It says she was visiting. Give us this. Let us see. And witnessed the conflict. Witnessed the upset. It was all games and fun and smiles with other people around, but there was conflict. You know what gave me chills? Listening to the recorded interviews and hearing those children play in the background, not knowing that their mother, oh my goodness. These children will be messed up, and I pray that someone steps in and gives them the counseling and the home that they need, because this is horrific. They're just literally babies. Let's get a final word from the cards, and then we're going to talk about something else. Final word from each of the card decks. Oh, yeah. You see that? Somebody peeking, somebody watching. A crime was committed, and the door was open. And that particular event was recorded in history. Found out. You see? That is a money settlement. So did Mama have to pay a money settlement? I'm pretty sure she did on that house, or something was going on. So I'm pretty sure that happened. Let me move these down so you can see them a little better. Okay. All right. Final word from the Piotnik deck, please. Final word. Jealousy. I'm sure not only was Brian jealous, Mama was jealous too. Why? Well, because Anna took baby Brian from Mama. I'm sure that Mama knows. In my opinion, I'm going to say it that way. Because you know what? I mean, she's probably justifying it in her mind. So what if her son goes away for the rest of his natural life? Then he has another judge to face. But so what if he goes away for the rest of his natural life? Mama the Knight of Cups. Presenting herself as love and being a family member, and she knew what Brian was up to. She knew. Give me a second. Debbie Debbie in the community, bless you, gave me these cards. They're wonderful. I used them in one other video, and I'm going to ask that we get a final message, a final card for this Mama Walshe deal. I'm sorry, I've got some noise going on in the background. My apologies. Here we are. Isolation. Yeah, going away for the rest of his natural life. Rejected, left alone, and self-inflicted. Can't get any better than that when you're wanting a final word. It's unfortunate that they have the teddy bear there, but let's really parse into this, because the isolation is Brian has gone away. She now, Mama, has been rejected. She's left alone, but self-inflicted. She brought this on herself, because I'm going to tell you what, someone who is like Brian mentally has to have someone who feeds that within him, plants seeds. I believe, I'm not a doctor, not a lawyer, I have an opinion based on the cards, and for me the cards don't lie, energy doesn't lie. This self-inflicted, he is a product of her making, and she is a product of her making. Getting in bed with the devil. That's what it is. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. That's what I have for you today. Don't forget to tune in tonight in the House of Veil Keep for a very important podcast. And it is going to be demonology and a particular Bible. I think you're all going to really enjoy this one. And that is going to be about 7:15-ish. Keep watching. It will be announced very shortly. Okay? Then Saturday night, come on over. House of Zelda, 7 p.m. Eastern. I have a little announcement that I'm going to make, but come on over. We're going to talk about this case. We're going to talk about a couple of other ones. Now, this is my action call for all of you. First of all, if you haven't liked and subscribed, I'd love it if you did. Secondly, I want to use a pendulum to perhaps find out where Anna is. That's what I would like to do. Sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's not. So there is a disclaimer on that one. But if you'd like me to watch, if you would like to watch me, if you'd like me to do that, I need areas, and don't load up my comments, please. Just give me a particular areas. I know the house address, but I'm not familiar with that area. Give me an idea, and I will print out maps, and we'll take a pendulum to it and see if we can get a general direction, perhaps, where Anna is. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful evening, and hope to see you in the podcast And thanks for being here once again. Bye for now.